Hi everyone. Hope you are enjoying the snow day. Today I want to talk to you about the LinkedIn summary and the LinkedIn vlog, which is our second assignment. So my goal is to really help you be successful in these assignments by talking a little bit about what I'm looking for. So let's start with the LinkedIn summary. So once again, if we're looking for the assignment package, we know that we can find it on under course resources, assignment prompts, and due dates. Um, so that's where it is. So the goal of the LinkedIn summary is I'm asking you to do a couple things. The first thing I'm asking you to do is think a little bit about how you want people to see you, so your personal brand. Now, the challenge with that is that the idea of the personal brand, as we'll see next week, can be a little bit kind of complicated or controversial. But you want to think about how you want people to see you. So, do you want them to see you as really rigorous and professional? Do you want them to see you as fun and energetic and youthful? You want to kind of come up with your persona. You also want to have a clear idea of your goal, so why you are using LinkedIn. We know that one of the basic communication models is that we're thinking about our context, our message, our audience, and our purpose, right? So, um, are you using LinkedIn to get a job? Are you using it to take on some freelance work? Do you just want to network because you're happy with your job? So, your goal is going to impact your communication, right? Um, Now, the other piece of this assignment is that as we're learning this week, the big challenge of communicating online is getting people's attention because our first audience is really this algorithm, right? So we know that if our profile doesn't turn up in LinkedIn search functions and LinkedIn searches, then no one is going to see our beautifully written summary. So we're communicating to two audiences. We're communicating to a human audience and then also our machine audience. So the goal here is to balance the two. So for the LinkedIn summary, I'm not asking you to create the full profile. You don't have to actually make a LinkedIn profile if you don't want to. What I'm asking you to do is make a summary, so under the About section. Now, the challenge here is that this has to be really, really short, but it has to do a lot of work. So it's really the thing that people will often read the most. So let's take a look here. This is Carrie Sommerfeld, someone who I have worked with in the past. And she is talks a little bit about herself. So she says, with over 18 years of experience in event operations, corporate partnership, promotional and marketing industries, coupled with my zest to succeed, I have acquired the knowledge and experience that can thrive in any environment. With my experiences at Connect Place, Sport BC, and CS Event Group, I have led teams, small and large, conceptualized and executed creative ideas, worked with multiple suppliers, venues, and personalities. At Connect Place, under my leadership, we have increased our revenue for our Gift of Time Gala by 72% and our Gift of Love Gala by 160%. With my experience with Grey Cup, I work with sponsors across the spectrum of and country, bringing in 1.7 million. So I won't read the full thing, but the goal here is that we really get a snapshot of who Carrie Sommerfeld is. Now, some of the stuff may be a little bit kind of wordy, but you'll notice that she's doing a couple of things. The first one is that she's using keywords. So things like corporate partnerships, events operations. Um, she's talking about uh, brand experiences. So these are keywords that an algorithm might be looking at. And you'll notice that when I'm talking about keywords, I'm talking about things that um, would show up, for example, in a job description, but also things that are usually quite concrete. So we know that algorithms can look for tone. So things like zest to succeed um, are good things to show that you're positive. But when I'm talking about keywords, I'm really talking about specific keywords that an algorithm would be interested in. Now, for you to find those keywords, you probably are going to want to look at some job materials in your industry. So, if you want to get an accounting job, you might want to look at a bunch of different accounting positions and see what kind of words that they use. So here, is everybody using the phrase corporate partnership? Is everyone using the phrase event operations? So see what kind of language people in your industry are using. Um, But you also notice that she's done a really interesting thing here, which is that she's tried to kind of quantify some of her achievements. So she doesn't just say, I'm really great leader or I'm really good at fundraising. She gives a really specific number. So someone can say, wow, you really have done a great job in donations management. So she's kind of putting numbers here. So this quantifying, being able to quantify your achievements is a strategy that you might choose to use as well. Um, so again, this is someone who has 18 years of experience, and if you look at all of her kind of resume piece, we know that she has done a ton of stuff. So the challenge here is really figuring out what are the things about your experience that are most valuable to employers. What tone do you want to showcase to employers? And then again, what keywords people are going to be looking for. So you can think when you read this what impression you get of Carrie. Do you read this and think, wow, this person is really professional? Do you think that she's really cheerful? Do you think that she is really, um, very, like, would you want to have her as a public speaker? Think a little bit about what her personal brand would look like. And I find that it's easiest to see what people's personal brands and stuff look like when you can look at examples from the real world. So here we're doing a couple of things when you're writing your LinkedIn summary. So you're going to be writing this kind of about piece. Um, so you're doing a couple things. First of all, you are considering the algorithm. So you're going to come up with some keywords. So I'm looking for you to come up with a couple keywords that are going to help the algorithm connect you to people who can help you achieve your goal. So if your job is your goal is to get an internship in marketing, you want to figure out what keywords will help will help people find you who are looking for interns. So for example, something like data solutions or copywriting would be a good keyword. Things like friendly or helpful would not be a good keyword because most people are not searching for those terms. Um, so you're going to do two things. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to write your LinkedIn summary. Now, again, I am looking for concision. So we're looking for between 250 to 300 words. This again, this is about that. So it's a really short, really compact. So I'm going to expect you to be doing a lot of editing. Your goal is to have a clear purpose, so you should understand what you're trying to achieve. So maybe you're trying to achieve an internship. You've integrated those keywords, so you've got those keywords, but it doesn't just feel like you've thrown them in. It feels organic. So, for example, when we read Carrie's LinkedIn summary, we don't necessarily pick out which ones are the keywords. You should use full sentence. You should also have an appropriate tone for your field. So take a look at what different people in your industry are using. So are they using I? So most of the people in marketing are using I. But I've seen other industries where people use third person. So rather than saying I, this person would say Carrie Sommerfeld. Um, and then again, you should project your personal brand. So if you want to come across as young and in touch with technology, you would project that brand. If you want to come across as really data driven, you would project that brand. And again, we really want to be thoroughly edited. So this is a short assignment, but I'm expecting you to do a lot of revision. I'm expecting that this paragraph or two paragraphs will be pretty close to perfect. The other thing you're going to do is describe your professional persona. So you're going to want to consider, how do you want people to see you? So do you want them to see you as young and has your finger on the pulse of the industry, or someone with a lot of experience? And you're going to tell me why you chose to represent yourself this way. You're going to describe the keywords you selected and then also why. So if you chose, maybe you looked at 10 different LinkedIn profiles or 10 different job descriptions, and every single one of them mentioned event operations, you might choose to talk about event operations. So you might have that as a keyword. So explain to me not just what keywords you selected, but why. You want to use appropriate memo format, so just like in the review assignment. Um, and appropriate paragraphs. So I'm looking for you to, first of all, describe your professional persona, describe the keywords you selected and why, and then use memo format. And again, you're going to be graded on, content most of all. I'm looking for you to basically be persuasive, right? Looking for you to maybe tell a bit of a story or be persuasive. Looking for you to keep your audience's needs in mind and really kind of showcase that brand. And then I'm also evaluating you on your keywords. So, do I think these keywords will actually help employers find you? Um, and I'm looking for your memo to basically describe your personal brand and discuss how your keyword reflects that brand. I'm also looking for forms. So basically, is your summary clear and concise? So if your summary is 500 words, that's probably going to be a bit too long. Is your summary structured logically? So does it feel like it's a complete thing rather than like just different sentences kind of all strung together? And then style and tone. I'm really looking for you to have done a lot of editing, but also to have a style and tone that really matches the image that you're trying to project. So if you're trying to come across as really serious and professional and really data driven, but your summary is like, "Hi everyone, I'm super excited to meet you," that might be a style and tone mismatch. So just to wrap it up, I'm going to for this particular assignment, all you're doing is you're doing a bit. Step one, you're doing a bit of research. So take a look at some LinkedIn profiles, or take a look at some jobs. Um, See what kind of keywords people are using. See what tone they're using. See um, how they are basically being persuasive, and see what's persuasive to you. What's persuasive to you might not be persuasive to somebody else. The other thing that I am looking for you to do is come up with some keywords. So have some keywords that are going to help your audience find you. And I'm looking for you to project a particular brand image. So the challenge here is in this very, very short space, I want you to project a particular image. So I want people to be able to have a sense of who you are as a person, as a coworker, and then convey those in the memo using clear memo format. So that's just a quick overview of the LinkedIn summary with the memo. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. I think I'm going to do a separate video for the LinkedIn vlog because I realized that this one is already 12 minutes long. So take care. I look forward to seeing your LinkedIn summaries.